Did my first vintage in 1978 at Stanley Wine Company in Clare. Did 12 vintages there, got very keen on the wine making side of it. So sent myself to Roseworthy Ag College in 89-90 to do full-time wine marketing. Graduated in 91. Did a bit of work around on different vineyards, at cellar doors and things. And in 1993, we bought this property here where we are now. The old cottage, which is a 100-year-old cottage. So we worked on it and opened in 94. Planted our first vineyard here at the Cellar Door in 93, which was with the first plant Sangiovese in Clare Valley and some Shiraz. And then we opened a restaurant in 95 and slowly built up from there. So the reason we really chose this vineyard area here, this is where we're at Cellar Door here is 420 metres above sea level. Back of the vineyard is nearly 600 metres, so we've got some altitude and some very good open exposed areas to getting very good quality fruit off it. So, and also we're on top of the Gulf Stream, the St Vincent's Gulf, so during the ripening period we get cool breezes coming up off the Gulf, and that at night time cools the vineyards down, and so we maintain our acid levels and we get that nice acid sugar flavour profile. Yeah, a lot of people ask me that at Cellar Door, and it's interesting. I really do enjoy Cabernet Sauvignons. You know, it's got to be at least 5, 6, 7 years old, and when they're around the 10 or 15 years old, I think they're just magnificent. They've stabilised in the bottle. They're just so complex and interesting. I love some of the Super Tuscan. And I'd love to be able to afford some really good Burgundies and Pinot and Bordeaux's, but they're a little bit out of my league. But I mean, again, they're just wonderfully complex. I love complexity.
I'm a little bit like Dad. I do love Cabernets. It's always my favourite red from the Clare Valley. The Sangioveses that we're making now, I love, and we do also make a rosé out of the Sangiovese, and it's interesting watching that take off in Cellar Door as well. Rosés have certainly become very popular in the last few years. But yeah, the rosé and then the Sangiovese red. I mean, I drink the Sangiovese red all year round. I love it, and it goes with everything.
The one we've messed around with, I'm quite proud of, is the Sangiovese, which we've named Dino after my dad, and he helped me plant the first Sangiovese out here in '93. And we won gold in London 1 year with that. In 2005. There were 4 gold medals for the Sangiovese category at the London International Wine Challenge, and 3 went to Italy and 1 came to us. So that was very exciting. It's a beautifully fascinating wine. 2005. It's one of the best Sangiovese I've ever had, but it's just beautifully complex. It's soft. It's you know, it's interesting being an Aussie winemaker, but you always some of the best wines I've had was a Bordeaux. Chateau Mouton was 25 years old. It was just magnificent, and you try and remember that structure on your palate, and you're always aiming to try and get that structure, and that's 2005 Sangiovese was pretty close. The alternate varieties are going crazy in the marketplace. We're going to look down the track at some alternate white varieties, you know, maybe Grenache Gris, Grenache Blanc, you know, something quite different. Red varieties, we're going to probably put some, maybe some Grenache or something in. But yeah, we're looking at that all the time, and the marketplace has done it too. But so yeah, you go away and learn and come back and apply some things that you really like. So yeah, we had very bad fruit set due to the wet, cold, windy weather in November when they're flowering. So we've got what we call hen and chicken, which is large berries are very tiny berries of the same bunch. So they're going to cut the yields down. I think quality-wise, so that this year's going to could be exceptional. One thing we do not want now, which you know, what's happening up in Queensland and Northern Territory, we don't want that to come down and blast us with rain. That'll just destroy it. But at the moment, looking very, very good, high quality year.
Through Cellar Door we sell 13 different wines, not all different varieties, but some are just different styles. So we have our family range, so we have my four grandparents, so Dad's two parents, Molly and Dino, and then my other grandparents, Kitty and Louie. So we've got those four wines named after them. And then our other range is our estate range, and they're named after the different areas where the vineyards are. So there's the Spring Gully Riesling, because we're in the Spring Gully. We've got the Farm Road Pinot Gris, that's where the place where the fruit from the Pinot Gris comes from. We've got the Boundary Shiraz Cabernet, because it comes off of the boundary of the vineyards. And then we've got sort of more the premium red range, so that's our Blue Chip Shiraz, the Reserve Malbec, and the Gilt Edge Shiraz, and the Blue Chip Riesling as well.
We call ourselves the biggest little winery in Clare.
Yeah.
Clare's interesting. It's as I said earlier, it's all family owned and operated basically. We don't have buses coming in and that sort of thing. It's more, you can meet the winemaker at Cellar Door, chat to him. The Clare Valley region to me is probably one of the best places to grow grapes. Just about every variety can be made really well here because of our altitude and the cool breezes coming off the Gulf. Clare Valley itself crushes about 2% or 3% of the national crush, very small, but wins well over 20% of the national awards. The quality comes out of Clare, no doubt about it.
I think what makes the Clare Valley really special is the country charm. So we still are very much a small country town, very community minded, and when you come through Cellar Door you get a lot of that, the one-on-one, a lot of personal time and a good chat, and like Dad said, sometimes you get the winemaker in Cellar Door or the owners, so you get all the really good stories. There's nothing commercial about Clare, which is something a bit special. We sort of probably lack a little bit of polish, but we make up for it with the country charm. And we're not so far from Adelaide that you can't do it in a day, but it also is a beautiful location to come as a destination and to stay. We are all really good mates in the Clare Valley, so we're very good at passing you around to other wineries. We've got some amazing restaurants. There's lots of walking trails, conservation parks, lots of other things to do around Clare as well other than wineries, so you can fill in your weekend or a few days with lots of things to do. Very lucky in Clare that way.
I want us to be like some of your French wineries that have been going for 200 years. Yeah.
In what way?
Well, you're going to pass on to your kids. Your kids are passing on to their kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.